boy. Oh boy. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Jon Does. Jon Does, episode 142. That's what's up. That's what's happening.
142 of these, huh?
142 of these.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, you know what? Apparently, the secrets to the universe, the answer is 42. We've done 100 more than that.
Impressive.
So, suck it, universe.
Us one, universe zero.
Anyways, Pat's here. Pat's back. He was here last week for part of the time. Yeah. And the other part of the time, we had some crazy doctor here that was telling us about supplement. Basically the what do you call it? Is it white labeling? When you have a product and then you like repackage the product under various labels. I think it's called white labeling.
Could be.
That's what AG1 is actually just supplement. So careful with all the little like nodes of MDMA.
Yeah.
Anyways, before we get started with everything today, guys, don't forget to check out WildDinosaur.com. WildDinosaur.com. It's the best place to support the channel. There's all kinds of cool stuff there.
It's getting real wild in here.
T-shirts and sweatshirts, and I'm gonna rearrange this here pretty soon because these music videos are getting some work done to them.
They're getting a cosmetic upgrade.
They're getting a cosmetic upgrade, just like you should with the WildDinosaur.com.
Or supplement.
Or supplement. Yeah, go grab a T-shirt or a sweatshirt. It's I mean, here in California, it's supposed to be getting into the cold season. We'll see how that goes.
El Nino's here to stay permanently.
Yeah, and
so who knows how that's going to affect things.
You can make your hot toddy in a mug, in a Wild Dinosaur mug, you know. Or get a framed print and throw that up on your wall because there's all kinds of good stuff there. So go check out WildDinosaur.com. Again, it's the best place to support the channel. And I'd love it. I'd love it if you guys were rocking Wild Dinosaur gear. Anyways, Pat, how you doing?
Doing great. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm willing. I'm not sure how able I am, but I am ready and willing.
It's Saturday. Anyways, I had some things I was going to talk to you about. Just a little heads up. We're gonna be getting down busy here in a little bit with some sounds. We're gonna do some. I think we're gonna do some acapella whale sounds.
Yeah.
Something
some
like
bobcat
that.
sound in C.
Yeah, bobcat and C. That's a good one. I always love that. Bobcat and G is always good too.
That's also a hit.
Yeah, Bobcat Goldthwait.
No, not that one.
The Bobcat and G.
No, but Bobcat and G. That's a good bop.
The Lauren Bobcat.
We've been watching some fantasy movies recently.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about.
Yeah,
we've watched some great fantasy movies.
Man. Friend
of the show, Ryan. We were having a conversation the other day about like movie like holes we've been going down, and Pat and I had watched some like Jackie Chan stuff, and then some Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Which, holy shit, guys! Bloodsport is awful.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I had seen it, and upon revisiting,
it's so bad.
It's difficult to watch.
It really is tough movie.
The
to
acting
watch.
is not anywhere near up to par.
No, it's not anywhere near Street Fighter because there's no Raul Julia in Bloodsport.
Right, Raul Julia skews that comparison big time.
Dude,
he makes up for the rest of the cast lacking.
Absolutely. Like, look, I love me some Kylie Minogue. She's not very good in that movie. Maybe they didn't give her enough to do a substantial part to play or anything like that. But like,
but Ming-Na Wen.
Ming-Na Wen's awesome.
Yeah, she's great in everything that she's in.
She is great in everything. I mean, she's got a couple of moments, but I give it to her. You know, she's got a couple of cheesy moments, but I think it's more the movie than it is her.
Oh, absolutely.
But dude, Jean-Claude Van Damme is just trash.
Yeah. I don't think he did the splits once either.
No splits at all, which is bullshit. Like, you've got to have at least 5 splits for a Van Damme movie.
Yeah, agreed.
Each movie.
It's a contractual obligation.
I think our favorite one was Time Cop. Yeah.
It was.
Van
No,
Damme
it was.
movies.
Out of the Van Damme movies, Time Cop was the best. It had the best storyline in comparison to Bloodsport, which basically has a bullshit storyline, and Street Fighter, which is just like pieced together.
Yeah, Street Fighter is. Oh man, that was a cobbled mess. I saw one of the. We also watched Double Dragon recently.
Oh jeez.
And I saw one of the brothers from that was in that show Warrior I've been watching.
All right, yeah. It's good that he's able to have a successful career after that turd.
What's up, Chris? Once again, John ignores the greatest actor, Steven Seagal. The last time he went to Russia, he intimidated Putin into not starting the war. You're scoot over here, Pat. You got text over your face.
That's all right. That's kind of how I live my life.
Turn the camera a bit. Oh shit, this is loose. Whatever.
We got a loose camera, everybody. It's a loose camera day. Anything could happen.
Van Damme always rubbed me wrong. He also points his ass towards the camera.
Oh, 100%.
That's the one. That's the reason why he does splits in movies, because like you don't need a front shot, split shot, like the one in Time Cop when he's in the 50,000. Hold on. Shit, where is it? This is why I needed an audio person.
50,000 volts, motherfucker.
That scene right there.
Yeah, he does the
he
splits.
does the splits facing the like counter, facing the like cabinets, and so like you only see his like ass and back
exactly
the whole time.
No, I noticed it in Bloodsport too. There's a scene like when he's out with that reporter chick. He stands up after getting out of bed, and you totally just get like a full ass shot.
Yeah.
It's egregious. I'm glad that Chris pointed that out.
Yeah. Van Damme movies are mostly hot trash.
For the most
Jackie
part.
Chan movies, though, those are entertaining.
Those hold up.
Even what was the really shitty one that we watched where we were just like noticeably like the acting is terrible in this? Was it was it the original Drunken Master, or was it one of the like late 80s, early 90s ones?
I can't recall.
Was there one with a kid? Where we were like
that was Rumble in the Bronx.
That's Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid is terrible. Was terrible in that role.
He went on to have a very successful career, I'm sure.
Played Billy and Forcy and Dumb and Dumber.
Yes, he did. People still come up to him asking if the bird was real.
No, the Jackie Chan stuff was really great. Even if like the acting's bad, those movies are still entertaining.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
there's still good action. Like the even in the earliest Jackie Chan movies, the like physicality. He's like a Buster Keaton. You know, he's like the some of the comedy lies in the physical performance.
And in that original Drunken Master, it's so impressive. His like just physical skill.
Yeah,
he does those hanging upside down exercises, pulling himself up to.
He does crazy shit in a lot of his movies.
In Rumble in the Bronx, jumping from building to building.
Yeah, where he like broke his leg.
I'm surprised that's all that happened.
That one scene too, where and they show it in the credits. There's like the behind the scenes stuff. As they're filming the whole like ladder fight sequence in that warehouse.
Oh yeah, that's in First Strike.
Oh, that's First Strike. Sorry, yeah. That one, like it doesn't. It's not crazy because he's not like on a high thing or like, but he's like jumping through a ladder
it's
and
very
like
intricate.
it keeps like closing on him and doing all this like weird stuff.
What did Chris say here? Van Damme should have been the guy taking it from the gimp from Pulp Fiction. Dude needs those filthy back shots.
For all we know, he was the Gimp.
Yeah, he could have been. They never show his face.
Well, because he also, there's a story about how Van Damme was one of the first like stunt people in the costume for the first Predator movie, and then he got fired, I think.
Like, this guy can't act. What's the damn?
And he's not even talking. Like, the character doesn't even talk. He wears a mask the whole time. No, so it's the same thing. It's the same thing. He was the Gimp in Pulp Fiction, but when you actually like see the Gimp, that's a new actor. They just like AI'd him back in the 90s.
He definitely AI'd him. Yeah, it was right around the same time as Jurassic Park, so you knew that they had the technology.
So yeah, Ryan and I were talking about like our movie, shitty movie holes that we'd gone down, and I was recommending these movies, and Ryan was like, "Well, I've been watching a bunch of like fantasy sword and sorcerer or sword and sandal type films," and that's kind of my thing. I love those. I love just terrible fantasy movies. It's like my favorite. And so Ryan threw out a couple of suggestions, and it turns out that. It was a couple of months ago. I downloaded Tubi, the app Tubi.
The free streaming.
Yeah, because there was one or two things on there that I was like, I should watch this. And I've been just going through, and there is some gems on Tubi.
We've watched several
really, really good bad movies. And the one that we just watched, was it last night?
Yes.
Was it is called The Sword and the Sorcerer.
Very unique title.
Very on the nose.
The movie is awesome, though.
The Predator kept doing the splits, and Arnold once again cheated on his wife. Yeah, that's what happened. It's
really a romantic comedy. When you break it down,
that one kid that he had, that Arnold had with the nanny or whatever, looks like him. You've seen that kid, right? Yeah. That's actually him and Jean-Claude Van Damme's kid.
100%.
But no, dude, this sword and sorcerer movie is so fucking awesome.
What do you think the Junior documentary was about?
The Junior documentary.
Sorry, I was a little slow with that one, but
no, it took me a second. That was funny. And then after that, he found his long lost twin, Danny DeVito.
That's right. He's really lived life. He's lived a life.
Shortly after that.
Shortly after he got back from Mars.
Yeah. This is crazy. But so yeah, what did you think about this? So the Sword and the Sorcerer came out in 1982. So this is absolute gold. What were your first thoughts on it after watching?
First thoughts are it's extremely misogynistic.
Oh, 100%. It's the worst.
You could not make this movie today.
No, not at all. Not at all.
The hero, the supposed hero, who's not even really a hero, he's just like an asshole. Yeah. His goal is just to sleep with this woman. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. She like finds this guy who it turns out is actually the son of the old king that was like deposed by this like evil dude who also let this demon out, and now this kid has grown up to just be like some like mercenary. Essentially, he's got this crew of dudes.
They're just all about like hitting up the local brothels.
Yeah, basically,
pubs.
There's a whole like business dealing scene where it was like, we need to go break into this place, and this guy's like, you need help, and then all these other dudes are like, yeah, we'll be willing to help you, and that sounds like a cool thing, except for they're in a brothel and they're all having sex with like various women at the time. You're like, what?
The early 80s were a different time for cinema.
Yeah, I think that shit should be required viewing for everybody, small children included. The other one that we watched today should definitely be included.
The one that we watched today was even worse.
Deathstalker.
Yeah,
that's from 1983.
It's basically a softcore porn masquerading as like a fantasy movie.
100%. It's so like the Sword and the Sorcerer is more. We were just establishing this earlier. It's more rapey. The Deathstalker is more like pervy.
Yes.
Just like there's a very fine line that differentiates those two things.
There's like one of the main characters is just like a female companion who literally fights tits out.
Yeah, like she's got like a cloak on, and the cloak like ties under her boobs, but that's it. There's nothing over the boob. It just ties like under the boob. It's great. It's so funny. But yeah, the first one, The Sword and the Sorcerer, there's some like really, really, all jokes aside, they did some really great like set work in that movie. There's some like cool stuff
That metamorphosis near the end.
Oh
the
yeah,
villain,
yeah. There's
the reveal.
There's this one character who is this demon that's been let out, and this one character is revealed to be him, and it's very werewolf, American Werewolf in Paris.
Yeah. That kind of feel for sure.
Yeah, that the metamorphosis is like it's part like animatronic thing, part guy in like a costume with like rubber, and he's just like ripping his skin off. It was actually really cool.
Let's just say he gave Michael J. Fox and Teen Wolf a run for his money.
So Chris threw in a couple things. Would you lovingly kiss Danny DeVito's dandruff-filled head? Absolutely, 100%. That shouldn't have been a question. That was stupid. You shouldn't have asked. I'm just kidding, Chris. That was mean of me. Absolutely, Danny DeVito is an American treasure. Give a movie hot take. What's a movie you like that no one else likes? The Last Jedi. I don't know.
Probably that. I don't know. Do people really like that Weird Al one?
The one VHF
UHF
UHF.
Yeah.
People do like that movie. It is a cult classic, I guess. But
would you agree that would you say the same about Rock and Roll High School?
No, not at all.
Or Waterworld. Honestly, yeah, that's one movie that you like that a lot of people.
I mean, historically,
yeah.
since the day it came out, like people hate that movie. Also, not a great hero. Like Kevin Costner's Mariner, like barters the women for sex to some dude who he then kills, but like he still barters them for like human life for objects.
It harkens back to The Sword and the Sorcerer.
And I think it's not that bad, but you know, because The Sword and the Sorcerer. The whole thing is like there's this princess, and she's like, my brother is gonna be the next king, and he's been arrested, and I need you to break him out. And the main hero, his whole thing is like, well, how much do I get paid for this? And she was like, I'll give you like 200 or whatever. Yeah. And then he's like, that's not enough. 500. And she keeps going up. And he was like, how about just like a night with you? And she was like, fine. So it's like, his whole thing is he's just trying to like have sex with this princess. Literally that's the whole point.
It's the whole point for him. It's the whole goal. And he goes through a lot.
He does go through a lot. Also, we should mention his sword. Like the sword.
Yeah,
the sword is pretty awesome.
We need to find the toy version of that.
Yeah, we do. It's a 3-bladed sword, and not like a crossguard. It's just it's like a sword with 3 blades, and 2 of them. I think they only show 2 of them being shot, but he like shoots the blades off into people.
But then at the end, also the large sword goes down into a smaller sword.
Knife. He's got a knife. Yeah, like in his like duel with the villain, like his sword breaks and everything, and all of a sudden he just like pulls the handle, and the handle's just like a small dagger.
Hilarious.
You're like, what? This is Swiss Army knife. Let's see what else. What's the one movie that you guys bring back that a guy brings back his girlfriend with hooker parts? Frankenho? What? I'm not. Is this a movie?
It probably is.
Probably.
I don't recall seeing this one though. Actually, dude, you know what?
Is it the peanut butter solution?
No. No, I was thinking about something else. It was like
the human centipede.
Like some sort of. It might have been this Frankenhooker one. I don't even know, dude. But one of my friends, he's really into like B horror movies.
Is it me?
No, no.
I'm not that much into horror. Horror's okay.
Believe it or not, I do have other friends.
Do you? You have roommates.
Nobody's seen evidence. Nobody's seen evidence of them,
including me.
They do exist.
So yeah, guys, there's some fantastic like trash on Tubi. I highly recommend Tubi. There's some good stuff on there.
The ads aren't even that invasive either. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm using the free version, so yeah, it's not a big deal.
Trying to get that Tubi sponsorship.
And also, like I've been paying for services that don't have ads for so long that I'm just kind of like, oh, this is fun. Commercials. What's this? I shouldn't say that. I don't want to give the companies the okay to start bringing commercials back. Don't fucking do it. Don't you do it. I used to get paid for watching commercials, man. They should pay me again. Pay me, YouTube.
Internet world, pay me world.
Oh man, buy my shit. Go to Wild Dinosaur. Go to wilddinosaur.com.
Check out all the new stuff.
Follow me on Instagram. Anyways, so what do you think, Pat?
I think I want to watch some more trashy movies.
Well, what kind? You want to watch more sword and sandal movies, or
there might be like a pirate movie like that would be pretty fun.
there was that one space
Sails is pretty
movie
close.
that we saw the trailer
Oh,
for.
right.
Yeah. Because every time I'm on Tubi, I'm always adding. I don't do this on other like streaming services where I like, oh yeah, add to my watch list or whatever. I don't use watch lists ever. But Tubi, for some reason, I probably have like 50 movies on there now. Just like hell yeah.
50 movies, and they're all bangers too. Like even the shitty ones, we somehow find something enjoyable about.
Mazes and Monsters.
What?
We didn't talk about that, did we?
I don't know if we talked about Mazes and Monsters. What's Chris saying here?
What is he saying? You read it.
Pat is definitely slamming prohibition buds at the retirement home. Man comes out with that dust on him, looking like a funnel cake. The dust on him.
Slamming prohibition buns at the retirement home. That's great. By prohibition, because we're old now, there's been 2 prohibitions. Do you mean the alcohol one or the weed one?
Maybe I got some shit on my shirt.
We're finally coming out of that. Anyways, Sword and Sorcerer and Death Stalker. We did find out there was a Death Stalker 2.
Is there?
Yeah, remember we had that for the
there's
list?
a Death Stalker 2 also. I mean, we don't know if we're ready for that yet.
Oh yeah, we are.
That takes some commitment.
No, we're ready for that. By the way, Death Stalker 1 is an hour and 13 minutes. An hour and 13 minutes. Most movies these days are pushing 3 hours. Hour and 13 minutes, and both Pat and I are like, damn, this is a long movie.
Yeah, it felt like it was a 4-hour movie. You know how it goes with bad movies. That's just what happens.
Well, as you guys could see from the thumbnail and the title of this video, we are Stink Floyd. This is our new band, Stink Floyd.
Don't sue us. Don't you sue
And
us.
we're a saucer full of stinkers. You in that C again?
Yeah. Hit
All
that
right.
C.
Play the Pat theme song?
I don't even know how that one goes.
I know how it goes. It goes.
Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
No, the Pat theme goes.
Yeah, not a lot of people make that connection.
This is because he's from Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's just not a lot of people recognize my accent. Steven Seagal's Jamaican song. That's what Chris is asking about. Steven Seagal's Jamaican song.
No. I have not heard the Steven Seagal Jamaican song. Is it him doing a song, or is it about Steven Seagal?
It can't be worse than Chet Hanks.
Don't mention him. We'll get copyright strike. So, Pat.
Yeah.
Where are those tracks for Chris?
Oh, yeah, I've got it. I actually have some. I have some on my desktop right now. They're ready for sended. Well, almost ready. Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy. Steven Seagal with a Jamaican accent.
As if you needed any more reason to cancel Steven Seagal.
I mean, now I just want to hear the duet with Chet Hanks now. Both of them.
Featuring Island Boys.
Oh, boy. That's getting weird. I heard about them recently.
I wish I didn't. That's like a cult classic, though. This game, Bully by Rockstar.
What?
It was like you're like at a private school or whatever, and you gotta go fuck people up. Make sure you collect your payment. I don't know exactly what the storyline is, but I remember seeing a game like that. So it's like Grand Theft Auto kind of style.
Leisure Suit Larry is my dad. He met my mom during a game of quarters in college.
I like that you're most familiar with Leisure Suit Larry through that magna cum laude game. I think that was called something like that. where he's like in a frat or trying to get into a frat.
Yeah.
Leisure Suit Larry basically directed the movies that we watched recently.
Basically, yeah.
Snake Floyd. There it is.
Stephen Gilmore. I play David Gilmour guitar riffs, but in Jamaican.
Yeah, can't you hear the accent?
Most overrated band or artists. This is gonna sound like fighting words, but I do think the Beatles are the most overrated band.
I've heard you say this before.
I don't dislike the Beatles, but there have been 55 years of bands since the Beatles, and like my parents' generation is like, who's better, the Beatles or Rolling Stones? And I'm like, Mars Volta? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not trying to fight people about the Beatles being like a shitty band or anything. I don't think that. I just think context changes over time, and the Beatles have had lots and lots of time. I also worked. Does this? Yeah. Where is it? There it is. Throw that in reverse. I also worked in radio in college, and I had to listen to a lot of like. I worked at a radio station that had 4 different stations. There was like a country station, there was an alt rock station, there was K-Pig, and then
Right.
and then there was like a classic rock station, and like the classic rock station was like Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, the Beatles, and like 4 other bands. You know, all, just on repeat all day long, and so. I still really like Led Zeppelin. I have a lot of that's like the band that I got into in high school. That like it helped inspire me to like want to play. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Beatles are highly overrated.
They did put out a lot of good material.
Yeah,
in like 8 years.
Yeah. Again,
It's pretty crazy
they're
how
really
prolific their output was.
Yeah,
as songwriters, like they were great songwriters.
They are great songwriters. I also don't really connect with a lot of their music myself. I did like when I was younger too, but just not so much anymore. Thanks for the love, whoever's doing that. The Monkees and the Beach Boys more. You know what? You and I are probably very much on the same page. I had a Monkees phase when I was in junior high. I loved the Monkees a lot. There's some issues with the Monkees, but I don't know. The TV show really did it for me too. I used to watch the Monkees TV show on like Nick at Night back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But the Beach Boys, oh man, those are some good songwriters, and I think they're better harmonies than John and Paul.
Oh, dude, Brian Wilson was like a genius.
Yeah. Mike Love can suck a dick, though.
Yeah, agreed. He's like, dude, why can't we just keep things in the 60? He's got to be MAGA.
Oh, 100%. You know,
whole attitude.
Honestly,
I'm sure he actually
he's
is liberal.
probably an RFK kind of guy.
No, I don't think so. He's I think he actually probably is liberal, but he just seems like he has that mentality.
I don't think he is, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll go confront him.
Yeah.
That's what Jon does. The hard nose. The hard nose reporting here at Jon Does. Turn up this delay here.
What's your hot take? I went off on the Beatles and whatnot. What's yours?
Yeah, most overrated band.
Yeah.
Man, it's a tough.
I do have
question.
another one, and it varies.
Do you?
Yeah, but I've been talking about it for a while. You go. I think you know this other band. Actually, this is the one band I actively do not like. You know who it is.
Is it Oasis?
No, I used to not like Oasis very much, but they're
the songs are so good.
They're like the Beatles. Their songwriting is great. Their production is great. I don't know. I have a little bit more respect for Oasis as I've gotten older than when I did when I was younger. I remember when Wonderwall came out. I remember that video.
Oh sure, yeah.
On repeat.
And also Champagne Supernova.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That is a good one.
So, what's your hot take?
Yo, dude, I'm not really. Yeah, I'm just not sure. It's hard to. I can't really think of anything that's super overrated.
Taylor Swift.
Nothing's jumping out. Taylor Swift?
Yeah, don't get the Swifties after us.
No. Taylor. I've talked about how the fact that I liked Taylor Swift.
That was on your top 10 of last year.
Yeah, dude, top 5.
Top 5.
Get the toy.
Well, I guess since you got nothing, the other band that I'll talk about. I don't think these are it's a band that's super duper highly regarded, but a lot of people really like Journey.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I hate Journey.
There you go.
I do not like Journey. I don't think that band has put out one good song. I hate Wheel in the Sky. I hate Don't Stop Believin'.
Oh, dude.
I hate all those songs.
I can think of a band that I think is overrated. Maroon 5.
Oh,
100%. Adam Levine relies heavily on auto-tune, to a kind of a sick degree.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't hate on them too much though. They make some catchy songs or whatever, but just some of those songs I have to hear about work and oh man.
Adam Levine's the reason I wear boxer briefs.
I thought it was Jean-Claude Van Damme. Give credit where credit's due.
It's actually Raul Julia.
Journey makes me wear a jean jacket and put cigarettes out on a baby's soft spot.
Exactly. That's the type of person that listens to Journey.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
like
Journey.
like a White Snake fan
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, but White Snake had Tawny Katane in one of their videos, so.
R.I.P.
Yeah, rip.
Get the old Western.
I've got a bike, you can... I forget how to play that song.
I've got a trike.
I'm just a tyke and I have a dirty dipe.
It's just so dumb. But can't help but laugh at that.
Let's do the G. Ooh, yeah. I'm not gonna down tune for this, but. I need a piece of chocolate cake. Cause my mom doesn't feed me at all.
The I'm Going to Beat My Wife theme song.
That plays at the beginning of The Sword and the Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Oh man! Speaking of Whitesnake, the one thing I did appreciate from David Coverdale, who is the lead singer from Whitesnake, was and a lot of people hated this at the time, but he did a record with Jimmy Page.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't Walking into
80s
Clarkdale.
Early
Yeah, it was late
90s.
'80s, I think. Walking into Clarksdale, was that it, or was that the other one he did? No, I think it was the one. I think it was Walking into Clarksdale. I think was the name of that record. There was one song that I kind of liked from that record back in the day, but it was pretty apparent though that it was like, all right, Led Zeppelin broke up. Let's find another Robert Plant. Robert Plant's Roger Waters. I won't play Whitesnake because I don't know any Whitesnake. You're welcome. Although, how does that sound? Move the mic out of the way so you can see my guitar face.
Jeez. What
Talk about a
psycho.
Whitesnake.
What's a band that replaced the singer and benefited?
AC/DC.
Yeah, that's probably the best one.
Although I am a Bon Scott fan,
Yeah.
but I mean, you know,
can't
when
go
your
wrong.
singer dies, like it's hard to find a good
They couldn't have
replacement.
found a better replacement.
Yeah.
But yeah, many people do say Phil Collins. It's a different sound for Genesis. Phil Collins versus Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel's like when they were fronted by Peter Gabriel, it was more like that, like art rock kind of stuff.
Another band, not a lot. This one goes
little
under the
foggier.
radar a lot, but Fleetwood Mac.
Yes,
The founder of Fleetwood Mac was Peter Green, and he is nowhere to be seen ever. I think he might have died a handful of years ago. But yeah, Peter Green was like, he wanted Mick Fleetwood in the band, and so he named the band that he wanted Fleetwood Mac out of the band members he wanted in the band, which is kind of impressive.
he's just pandering, and he got him.
And then they made a couple of records. I don't remember how many records they made with Peter Green.
But it was more like jazz rock type stuff,
Bluesy,
right? Blues rock.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There was some similarities, but like once he was gone, and Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks came in, and I don't know when Christine McVie came in, but yeah, once they were together, that was just like that was the group, you know.
Chris is asking about Van Halen. I know where you stand on this. You probably think that David Lee Roth was the...
Yeah, David Lee Roth, I think, is the superior singer for that band. And
Sammy Hagar was probably technically a better singer, but different sound.
maybe I don't even know if you'd say technically. suggest it is
maybe some people's opinion.
yeah. I mean, I know there's the Hagar fans out there. I don't hate Sammy Hagar. I just never liked him as the singer. I appreciate that he's like just living the dream now in Cabo Wabo with his like restaurant chains. Just I think he's got like a tequila line too or something.
Sure,
like that.
yeah. He's basically Rock's Guy Fieri.
Yeah, for sure, and that I can appreciate. I've had for a long time I was like never hated like Guy Fieri or anything like that, but I've had this like kind of come to Jesus with him where I'm like, dude, that guy's kind of awesome.
he's authentically himself. That's for sure.
Yeah, and he does a lot of crazy shit. Like was it the Paradise Fire? Because he's got I don't remember if he's from Sacramento, but he's got one of his main restaurants is in Sacramento. And when the Paradise Fire happened, he like went up to Paradise and just cooked food for people. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's way to go. Way to go, buddy.
It's like Sean Penn rescuing people in Katrina.
Single-handedly.
Yeah. The Sean Penn craft. And then also Sean Penn single-handedly arrested El Chapo.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Yeah,
He's
Sean Penn
is like that. Is like real life's Forrest Gump.
If you could make one band disappear, which one would you choose?
Is it Journey?
Probably. I don't know.
They're allowed to exist. I mean,
yeah, I'm not like I did say hate when I referred to Journey. I do not like Journey. I have a hard time thinking that like any band should really disappear. Look, the initial ones that come to mind, here's bands that I don't like. Journey. Oh shit, was Nickelback.
just because Nickelback's just generic.
Generic of a genre of music I already don't like.
Yeah, generic
just generic rock. That you could just call it generic rock. That's all you can. That's all you need to do with that.
Creed would be in that same category.
Creed would absolutely be in that same category.
I think a band that a lot of people give flack, but actually has some good songs, is Coldplay.
I mean, look, all of these bands have talent to them. I just don't like the end product of things. Coldplay's not bad. I remember when that song Yellow came out, and I was like not a big fan or anything, but I was like, this isn't a bad song. Like,
for sure.
I kind of dig this.
They were kind of like Radiohead light for me.
Oh, dude, they're like elevator Radiohead. Yeah, for sure.
I think that's a good comparison. Yeah. And Muse was another band that also I was never too big on.
Yeah, I've never really gotten into them either. There's
the Killers also.
Here's
name a bunch of bands that are like mid.
Here's a band that's currently like I would say on the rise, but still like they've hit a I don't know if they've hit their peak yet. But, and this is complicated because I don't hate these guys either. I think they're very talented, but I really don't like Greta Van Fleet's music. It is, a lot of people refer to them as like Led Zeppelin or Queen or like these other bands. But again, like I was saying with the Beatles, we've had 50, 60 years since these bands were popular, that like now Greta Van Fleet's version of that is just so generic and watered down that it's like, I don't care about this at all. Like when I first saw, I saw a thumbnail video or something that was recommended like years ago about them, with them. And I was like, this looks like it could be an interesting band. Like they're dressed like kind of weird. Yeah. And I was like, ooh, a Les Paul guitar. Fuck yeah, let's go. And, it just not
rubbed you the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll be honest. I was one of those people at the beginning that was like, "Oh, this band I hate this band." I really try to temper my expectations because as a media consumer, like I think we're way too harsh on people. Like you don't have to like Britney Spears' music, but she's not a shitty person.
True. What Chris is saying here, there's bands that I don't like that people would kill me for crapping on. Like, give an example.
Yeah, give us one. Because I don't care. I don't care if you're like, oh, I don't like fucking, I don't know. Radiohead. Honestly, Radiohead, I'm not a terribly big fan of either. I think they're great. I just think they've reached a point where like every time they put something out, I'm like, this sounds like Radiohead.
Yeah.
It's boring.
I understand.
I don't like Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, totally understand. Like, again, not only has there been 60 or so years since like his music became popular, but then there's all the subsects of people. So like we got the boomers that are like, Jimi Hendrix is the best guitar player of all time. I'm like, you haven't heard guitar players since Jimi Hendrix died.
Right.
He was great. He was great. I'm not knocking him at all. And every guitar player should at least listen and learn some of those Hendrix isms.
There's another artist that is like their creative output only lasted like 4 years. Mm-hmm. For the mainstream at least. Like we really didn't hear much of music from him.
I don't know, Chris, I'm not sure how much Hendrix you have listened to, and I'm sure most of it is the like Hendrix Experience stuff. Probably Woodstock stuff or like the poppy stuff. If I have one recommendation, Hendrix-wise, my favorite record he wasn't even doing it with the Experience at the time.
The Band of Gypsies.
The Band of Gypsies. He was playing with Buddy Guy and I forget who's on bass. I can't remember who was on bass. Did I say Buddy Guy?
Yeah.
I think that's wrong.
Is it Buddy Rich?
Buddy Rich. Fuck, I'm forgetting the drummer. It's been a while since I've been down this road. But that's my favorite Hendrix. It's really good. You really like Styx? The Styx? The river?
The Styx?
The river.
Yeah.
The band Styx. I haven't listened to them in a long time, so I haven't really gone down that road. I haven't listened to much of their stuff in a long time. So
they definitely have some hits, though.
Trying to think who... Oh yeah, what I was gonna say about Hendrix too is then you get like I was saying, there's like the boomers that are all like Jimi Hendrix is the best, and then you get like guitar players who are always like arguing about Jimi Hendrix's like position as greatest or anything like that. So I don't know. Any classic rock stuff, when people are like, I don't like that, I don't blame you for so many reasons, because again, there's been 55, 60 years of context between that. So like, I don't know. At this job that I'm working right now, there's a guy that I work with, really nice guy, and there's most of the people that I work with are much younger than me by like a good 15 years. And this one kid, the background on his computer is Korn Follow the Leader.
Nice.
And I'm like, what? And like him and somebody else were talking about how cool that artwork is, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that's cool. It's just funny because like Korn, that shit came out when we were in high school.
Before, I think. For me, I think it was middle school, but yeah, maybe for you.
And like it was okay, but like that is classic rock now.
It is.
That is scary for me just because mortality. But yeah, man, Korn and Limp Bizkit are like popular amongst like, dude, have you listened to this? Like, have you heard Freak on Elation? I was like, yeah, it was like the biggest song from what, 1999 or something like that. Like, yeah, I remember watching that video on repeat on like Total Request Live and shit like that.
Yeah, that's definitely true that people like certain bands and exaggerate how good they are. That's 100% the case, especially today. You see that with social media and stuff.
Well, I think that's the big thing with art in general is we all have our own attachments to it. Star Wars, Marvel, stuff like that. We all have our own emotional attachments to those things, and so that's why like all art really is subjective. Like if you don't like something because it doesn't hit you or feel right, then that's great. You know, that's fine. That's fine. I don't know. I just try not to shit on other people. Don't yuck someone else's yum. You know that saying? Don't yuck my yum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't yuck that yum.
Don't yuck that yum. I know, John. I highly disagree on Star Wars. That's why I prefer to talk music. Hey, look, we've we've got so many things with Star Wars. Like, sure, we can disagree. That doesn't mean you're a bad person or I'm a bad person or anything like that. We just have different opinions on things, and that's totally cool. And you know what? The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
That would be so funny if you actually thought that.
I mean, I have. Look, here's the other thing with art, media, movies, all of this stuff. Individually in our lives, we consume something, and then we learn, we grow, we have other experiences, and then maybe we revisit these things. We're like, this wasn't as good as I thought it was. I really liked The Last Jedi when I first saw it. I thought that Star Wars was trying something new and different, and I was open to what kind of stories they might want to tell with certain characters. I think the thing that really ruined it for me was the follow-up to it, but, you know, we don't need to go into this whole Star Wars thing or whatever. But I do think that, like, the throne room scene, the lightsaber battle, is pretty awesome.
For sure.
That's one good thing I'll say about that movie.
I always thought that, like,
the imagery in that's cool. A lot of red and black.
With Rey and Kylo, like, speaking to each other telepathically, that whole thing.
Through the Force.
Yeah.
The, like, Force dyad thing that they got going on.
It's like some brother-sister shit.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't dislike 7, but I completely understand where a lot of people come from, where it's like it's literally just a rehash of A New Hope, and I totally get that. I think within that context, you can, when a movie is like kind of rebooting decades later, I think it's okay to kind of retouch on those things to like reintroduce yourself to a new audience and demographic. But yeah, they just did such a shit job with the movie connections.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'll be honest. I wasn't a big fan of 7. Right? 7, is that it? Yeah. Just not. I'm with Chris. Not a big fan of 7. So
The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Well, we went to the theater together. That was a rough one because you were like fidgeting about too, and we saw it in 3D, and you were having trouble with the glasses and shit. So,
but also just it's just it was very derivative, and I know that had to be similar.
Yeah, that's the thing, too, is, like, you can disagree and dislike something, but fan bases that are like, you're wrong when you dislike something, that's stupid. Yeah. That's so fucking stupid. Like, okay, you didn't like it. You know what? Here's the other thing, too, with Star Wars, is, like, Star Wars is a vast universe where there's a lot of things happening, and there's room for a lot of different stories to be told. You know, like, there's been years and years of animated stuff. There's been books and audiobooks and comics and stuff like that. Like, you can tell all kinds of stories in Star Wars and still be connected to the universe and lore, but you don't have to like watch everything and like everything. Like, there's so many people that didn't watch Andor, and I'm like, I think a lot of people that don't like Star Wars might like Andor. You know?
But it has that like a lot of that like heist kind of thing.
But also we live in, you know, content like purgatory where there's just so much TV and movies going on right now that, like, sure, we don't need to talk everybody into trying to watch every Star Wars thing. I think that's one thing about Ahsoka that I appreciate the show, but that show is definitely like you're lost if you haven't watched some of the animated stuff, which you haven't, and it's been fun kind of like asking you how you view it because you're not real big on it. It's,
I also
okay.
appreciate you catching me up to speed with a lot of that animated stuff because, yeah, you're right. I have not seen any of it.
But I mean, like that's just like it's not your fault that like you haven't watched 7 seasons of Clone Wars and 4 seasons of Rebels. That's like a lot. That's a lot of
material
stuff to get through.
Yeah,
and like you know, they gotta try to do a better job of catering to the wider audience. But again, like I said, like there's so many new pockets of Star Wars where it's like, you like Andor, you don't have to watch Ahsoka. If you liked Obi-Wan and Boba Fett, like you don't have to watch, you know.
If you like Obi-Wan and Boba Fett, we gotta check your taste. Nah.
I guess there's a lot of people that have been going back to Boba Fett and liking it more. I think there's also this initial reaction stuff where people are very like, it's either very good or very bad initially, and then it's like, yeah, no, you can just like stew on it for a week and be like, yeah, it was okay. I don't like this for that reason or whatever. The micro series was my Clone Wars. The micro series? The Micronauts? Because I'll tell you,
I mean,
I'll tell you, my Clone Wars was, what was it? What was that show called? Cowboys of Moo Manor or whatever. Back in the 90s, or Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh hell yeah!
Apparently, Ryan Reynolds. Apparently, he bought the like IP for that, and like there's like talks of him like doing a Biker Mice from Mars movie. I was like, that's weird.
That sounds fun.
The like
Oh okay, yeah.
The one in like the Johnny Bravo style animation that the movie was in.
It might be a little harsh.
I actually haven't rewatched those older Clone Wars ones in a long time. I should revisit those. That's when they introduced Ahsoka, and a lot of people were like, she's so fucking annoying. Like, people really hated her then.
Man, Star Wars fans are just harsh. That's all there is to it.
But also there's this archetype with Anakin, Luke, Ahsoka, where they all start off like very annoying, you know, like haven't experienced the universe much. And then they grow and become like who they are. But
You can see minor 7. The Ahsoka series is weird so far in that they're just not focusing on Ahsoka.
well, I mean, especially they're starting to step on their own toes. Where it was like the original trilogies, like there's no other Jedi in the galaxy, and now we have like 15 Jedi that are out there alive in various places, and considering Ahsoka's relationship with Anakin, Vader, and her importance to what they're building her importance to be within the confines of the Force, she should have absolutely been mentioned in like the original trilogy at some point. Like she should have been brought up. Sure, we might not have seen that, you know, like sure maybe they did it off screen or whatever, but like there's some stuff we can't keep doing off screen.
Yeah, those are his babies, as Jon
Yeah.
said before.
Yeah, I mean, he co-created Ahsoka, and I think he created Sabine. So, as far as I'm aware, Disney has to ask him permission if they want to do something with those characters. I have enjoyed Ahsoka as a character. I think I've grown on her a bit. And I don't disagree with like how the movies have, like you were saying, Anakin's super hot-headed to like be, you know, a Jedi Master or anything like that, and then immediately give him a Padawan. Like, yeah, it's a little bit weird the way that the Jedi Order treated Anakin and whatnot. But all right, well, you know what? This was a really fun episode. I enjoyed chatting with everybody and playing some music and whatnot.
Always nice to have Chris here. Keep the conversation flowing.
So, just to go back to this, I'm gonna put you guys on the spot right here, both you guys. He said he didn't get your email. Like from when you originally sent.
Oh, when I originally sent it. Oh, I'll try again.
Well, I sent you his email again.
That's right, you did.
If you,
I have been sick. That's my only excuse.
Yeah, your only excuse.
That is
Your only excuse.
Yeah.
What about when your arms fell
Chris
off?
also said that he was like not in desperate need for these tracks too.
Nope, he is. I speak for Chris. I speak on behalf of Chris. Episode 8 is the best Star Wars movie. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. No. Pat hit me with that flattery. Pat can take his time. No, he needs deadlines. He needs deadlines. Or else this isn't going to get finished, I'm telling you.
We're just making sure that track is absolutely perfect.
We?
Yeah, Jon's assisting.
I did one day.
No, I have those tracks.
I think the we you're talking about is that like little devil on your shoulder that sits there and is like, hey, Pat.
Yeah, it's you. It's definitely. If there was, it would be. We need some bongos here, dude. That rhythm player was crushing it. He was the hero from the other night, in my opinion.
We didn't talk about that at all. Let's do that real quick. Let me put the guitar down so I'm not distracted.
Yeah.
Let's turn off these,
we
these
can mute
two
these.
mics. So Pat and I went
to a concert.
We went to a concert the other night.
On Wednesday night.
In Santa Barbara.
A beautiful city.
Beautiful city with rich people.
Really beautiful people as well.
Yeah.
Like, it sucked. It kind of sucks going because it's like...
we hung out with Meghan Markle and...
Prince Harry.
Hey, Prince Harry.
Man. Chris was digging the riff that you were playing there.
Oh, nice. Well, you'll get some more live music. Pat's not going to be here next week, so I'm not sure.
I'm going to be in Seattle, land of the grunge.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about this. I have two options for next week. I'm still waiting on an email back from
Ted Cruz's people.
Theodore J. Cruz. His people. He might be on the show next week. If not, then we'll probably do some more music. I might just jam for a full hour or whatever. Because that's really fun. I always have fun when I play music on the show, and I don't do it enough.
You also make up some awesome lyrics on the spot, as we've seen.
What
was that one from several episodes ago?
I was going back because I don't make shorts very often of these episodes, but there's like one that I made where it was like I think it was the first time I played guitar on the show, and I was like playing. I had the Missing Pictures riff looped. I was doing the same thing.
You started singing about pizza,
and I was like, pizza, black olive, and sausage.
Well, we were going to talk about that the concert from the other day.
Yeah. So Pat and I went to a concert the other day in Santa Barbara, and the band that we went and saw is a band called Jungle, and
the core is just two English
dudes,
two English dudes, and they're awesome. They make some dancey. some dancey. I don't even know what to call it, like R&B.
There's a little bit of both because, yeah, some of their more popular songs like Casio and Heavy California are more. How do you put it? Yeah, more R&B-ish, smooth.
Like indie pop, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. And then they have other jams where it's like, I don't know. We saw Disclosure last year. Was it last year or earlier
it was last
this
year?
At the same place. And when we were walking out, I was like, that would have been a great double bill.
Yeah.
Is Jungle and Disclosure.
There was a lot of dancing.
Lots of dancing. Lots of festival clothing. It was nice. Hot pink and hot green.
The Cure. Yeah, that's not the Cure that they're advertising. But yeah, it was a great time. That venue is really fun.
Don't go see the Smiths, because I'm telling you, you're not going to see Will Smith slap anybody. Also, Morrissey fucking sucks.
Speaking of Will Smith slapping people, did you see Chris Rock escaped Burning Man?
God, no, I didn't. See
he
that.
was like, it's him and Diplo. Chris Rock and Diplo were in the back of somebody's truck getting an assist out of Burning Man.
They both got scurvy at Burning Man.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, not enough vitamin C. Make sure to supplement your vitamin C with some supplement.
Yeah, some supplements from Dr. Hiram Singh.
And while you're at it, check out wilddinosaur.com.
Yeah, check out wilddinosaur.com. It's the best place to support the channel.
That's how John can keep affording to buy more musical crap.
And well, honestly,
we need some bongos too after the other night seeing that player.
Well, if we can get Jay on the show again. Jay the bongo drummer. Anybody who is a Ren Fair person, peoples, I have some friends that tour. They go to all the Ren Fairs around the country. They were in Wisconsin last week, or for the last couple weeks, and now they're in New York. But Lynx, he's a sword swallower and entertainer. And then my buddy Jay, who is his bongo. He calls himself Jay the Bongo Dragon, and he's part of the show, and he plays some bongos and stuff. And maybe we get Jay to play some bongos.
That'd be awesome. I would love that.
He's just like.
Chris is asking, what band would you refuse to see live?
Would I refuse to see live?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard one because I did see, I went to a concert when I was younger with bands that I did not like at the time, and it was okay. It was that pop punk invasion.
Oh, right.
It was Green Day, which wasn't terrible.
Yeah, Green Day is kind of ubiquitous.
And this was after their American Idiot phase. So pre-American Idiot, I'm all for it. Like, let's go. Green Day, pre-American Idiot. Then there's the Iraq War that happened.
Are you trying to say that it all fell apart when Billy Joe Armstrong started rocking eyeliner?
Yes. No, he's always done that.
Yeah.
And then the other bands were Jimmy Eat World, which we got there right as they were ending, and the last song they played was The Middle, which was fine. Blink-182 was the band we left during. So it was like, I think it was Jimmy Eat World, then it was Green Day, and then the last band was Blink-182. And the guy I was with, it was my sister's ex-boyfriend was a radio DJ, and he got tickets for us. And he was a Canadian.
You had to
you
throw
just
that
got to throw that in there.
Not really nice guy.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. But anyways, yeah, we left when Blink-182 got on stage because I've never liked them ever as a band. Dude, if he's in New York, I can meet with him. Yeah, Jay. I don't know where the Ren Fair's at, but Jay and Lynx are in New York at a Ren Fair. I'm sure if you put in New York Ren Fair, there's probably only one going on. So I don't know. Maybe New York's happening with Ren Fairs. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here. I think we're gonna go, live our lives away from the camera because it's tough being this
in demand,
this famous.
Yeah, you got to check with your publicist, see how things are going.
Yeah. So I guess don't forget to check out wilddinosaur.com. What are we eating, Pat?
I don't know, man. Probably Taco Bell because they're the only restaurant that survived the franchise wars.
They will be the only one. It's going to be them and like Alberto's Carolinas.
Yeah.
The chain.
Right.
The two
It's owned by
competing
one
chains.
guy. And also, that would be sick. Make a movie about two opposing like fast food franchises that are basically like run by cartels. It's kind of like a Los Pollos Hermanos
That's
type
not
of
a
thing.
bad
but
call.
Yeah,
actually.
have like
we should
they're
do
competing.
this. We should write this.
So there'll just be like all out like mob style hits in like a KFC sit down environment. Type of situation.
I actually wouldn't mind. I don't know if I want to do my normal, but I wouldn't mind getting some carne asada fries.
There we go. All right.
Or California burritos, maybe a bit too much for me right now. That
It
sounds
remains to
good,
be
though.
seen. But we'll keep you informed, Chris. We'll let you
We'll
know
let
next
you know, yeah.
John will let you know next time.
Yeah.
I won't be on the show, sadly, next week.
Yeah, I'll just say we ate cake.
But, again, might be a special secret guest. Ted Theodore. Not that secret.
Yeah, I've said it twice. I said it last week, too, I
He's
think.
special, but...
Ted Theodore Logan. Ted Theodore Cruz Esquire.
Ted Theodore Logan.
All right. Well, hey, Chris, it was good to hang out with you. We'll do this again, hopefully next week. Hey, last week was our first Saturday episode. Do you guys prefer these Saturday episodes? We got a lot of views last week, considering like average like 20 to 30 an episode. We got like 80 last week, and that's really cool. And if Saturdays work better for everybody, leave a comment. If you're watching this episode later, leave a comment down below and let me know if you like the Saturdays and how that's going for you. If you want to let us know about anything else going on in your life, write it in the comments. You know, I love it. I want to check in. How's your Nana doing?
You will
know?
respond.
I will respond. It might, sometimes it might take me a little bit because I do have another job right now. But I will respond. I try to check regularly for this stuff. But anyways, don't forget to check out Wild Dinosaur. This is like the third time I've done this. Do the Zoom. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
It's actually. I'm just,
We'll get on that.
Yeah, it's just excuses at this point because I am really busy these days. But the Zoom thing will make this show better, not just so you could come on, but for other people. Like, I can do more with this show once I figure that out. And I'm just kind of an idiot. So there's that.
We'll get them sorted.
Anyways, check out wilddinosaur.com. It's the best place to support the channel. And there's a link in the description to donate to Planned Parenthood because you know what? They need more supplies of condoms to give out for free. So go donate money to them so you can go get some free condoms. I'm gonna need your pops to show up. No. maybe Kurt will come on.
Yeah, I will see.
We'll see.
My dad's a busy guy.
I would still like to maybe try to film something at his place of business at some point, if possible.
I'll talk to him about that.
We'll figure out an idea to shoot there and see if he's open to it. Anyways, thanks for showing up, guys. It's been a fun week, and we'll see you next. I'll see you next week. Pat is never coming back. He's disinvited.
Ouch.
All right, I love you guys. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.